So I will play one game to end this stream.
And then whoever you're playing against will know that he's playing when I'm going to do the commentary.
Maybe even send me a casual challenge.
So they'll play against me doing the running commentary. And my running commentary may or may not include some things that might be helpful to you.
Would cut my dick for any night. That's a bit drastic. Drastic measures. Can you claim Woman I Am? Absolutely, yes. If you find D5, the Woman I Am title is yours. Apple is strong though. But I guess... Okay, Apple. But Apple will beat me. Okay, I can't be so pessimistic. Let's do it.
Okay. So on move 1, Fiona opens with e4 because that's the most attacking move available. Then she plays knight c3 because she's got this unhealthy obsession with the Grand Prix because she got some wins back when she was 12 or something against some guy, some adult old grandpa she disliked, and ever since then she's very emotionally attached to this. She also likes the fact that it opens up the e1 to h4 diagonal for her king and the g1 to a7 diagonal for when she castles. So that's a nice wide open king, offering the bishop on b5 as well, because who needs the bishop pair when you have a pawn on f4. So far I think more or less you would agree with the reasoning behind everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he didn't play the line I prefer. This is the best line for black, but I prefer...
No commentary from you, I'm afraid.
That's true.
Okay, so now Fiona plays the pawn to e5 so that she can put the knight in the future on e4, from where it can go to either d6 or preferably to f6, from where it can eye up and checkmate possibly the black king on g8. Now Fiona realizes that if she puts the knight on e4 immediately, she loses her bishop on b5, but she is considering it because at the end of the day, what's a piece when you can have an attack?
Okay, EZ is raiding with a party of 2. Thank you and welcome to everyone joining us from his stream.
In the end, by the way, okay, I think that's probably... Anyway, so now... we'll talk in a bit. So now Fiona is thinking... Well, I got a bishop on b5, it's undefended, a knight on e4, it's undefended, so how can I undefend more pieces? This is what Fiona is thinking. Well, okay, she said, fine, just to spite you, I'll put the bishop on d3. Even though it's a move that in many respects makes no sense, but it is the way to defend both undefended pieces and spite me. So that's the rationale there. Now pawn on a3 because... God forbid the knight moves to b4 and bothers your bishop on d3, which is blocking in your entire queen side. So now white goes queen to... maybe to e1, yes, queen to e1 has been played in the end. The idea is eventually at some point black will move his queen away from d8, at which point Fiona will park her queen on h4, knight will follow suit on g5, and capture on h7 will be checkmate. Now b5 has been played. Fiona's annoyed that her opponent isn't cooperating with her plans by moving his queen, so she's playing a waiting move until...
It's not a waiting move.
Okay. So it's not a waiting move. In fact, Fiona has switched it up. She's now playing positional chess. She's identified a weakness on d4, and she says, I am a versatile chess player, Alex. You paint me with a one-dimensional brush, I will show you up. I am switching the game to positional matters, to positional, strategically sound chess. So, what else will happen?
Are those Fiona's thoughts out loud presented by Astaneh? Absolutely. That's what they are. By the way, Truth ICC has a date tonight. Date night. Just so you know.
Truth ICC. Fiona's thoughts now are no longer on the game, but rather on the Truth ICC's romantic life. So, yeah. No real chess-related comments to make. Okay, the queen goes to b6. This pisses off Fiona because now the pawn is defended. It'll take her a little bit longer to scoop up the pawn. But now she's thinking, well, the queen is now on the queen side. So maybe a little bait and switch here. I ain't interested in your pawn. Instead, I know Fiona is considering, she's certainly thinking about queen on h4, now that the queen square is available. But she's thinking, should I do the sensible thing and go queen f2 and pick up the pawn on d4?
You know why? Because once the bishop is here,
then it'll form a part of the attack. Yeah. So it's really not about the pawn. It's about laying the foundation for a successful attack a few moves from now.
I'm extremely happy with my position, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
I think it's winning already. This is also part of my thinking, is I'm always very optimistic about my chances.
Okay, black has now placed the queen on c6. And Fiona now is considering her options. Does she take the pawn on d4? Seems like the best move in the position, but it does have one drawback, which is it seems a little boring as a move. So she was trying to find something a little spicier, a little more interesting, a little less dull. But in the end, she decided, you know what, let's take the pawn and we'll focus on the things that matter, which is putting a knight on f6 and my queen teleporting it to h7 with mate in the next few moves. Okay.
I'm also thinking, I'm making a mental note not to get checkmated on g2 in the future.
Okay.
Very
Fiona has
important.
identified the battery, which is better known as the Fioni. Basically,
Usually the Fiona hits h2.
yeah.
I don't know
Usually
if it's
the
still a Fiona.
does hit h2. That's true. So this is a kind of like, I suppose the technical term would be a pseudo Fioni. To the uninformed eye, like mine, I would describe it as a Fioni, but the inventor of the Fioni, which is the person playing, has informed me that it's not a true Fioni. It's kind of like there are different types of sacrifices. There's a real sacrifice and a pseudo or sham sacrifice.
One last prophylactic move.
This is a sham Fioni. Rook e2, just guarding the pawn on g2. It's all about preventing the possibility of being checkmated. Once that's accomplished, now it's on to
Serious
checkmating
matters.
the opponent themselves. So very standard, classical chess being shown here. A bit of prophylaxis. And now, here we go. Will the horse be jumping now? The question that Fiona is trying to figure out is, can my opponent
has to be
survive?
played anyway.
Okay. So there
The
is,
only thing I was wondering is, what will I do after this?
and now Fiona
my-
has to figure this out.
This, I know my bishop is here. I thought it was looking. No, okay, then. Oh, look! I have a new idea.
Okay, so Fiona has identified the possibility of checkmate, this time with a rook on h7 instead of with anything else, by sacrificing her queen. So this, of course, is absolutely,
Madness.
could not ask for more out of a game of chess. And it looks as though, wait a second though, because Fiona may be getting a little bit too
Cocky.
cocky here, and the key is that after g takes f5, the queen takes h6 idea does not work because black has the king on g6. But Fiona, well, to be fair, that was an absolute demolition, Fiona. I have to say that you showed the positives of this particular brand of chess that you display. You crushed him.
Let me find the right apple. Nothing personal, but put it in your pipe. I'm in such great shape tonight. I haven't played. I think I've been really okay. Of course, there have been some dirty flags and some lucky wins. I know I lost one game. I did lose one game, I just realized. Well, Truth ICC is saying, so that's interesting. Let's go back. He said that apparently the queen sack still works. So where is it? Here. No,
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know where. Where was it?
It may very well work. That's a beautiful point, actually. Rook h7. And I thought king g6, but he's saying h4.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. With h5 as a mate.
Unstoppable.
Unstoppable. The closest to stopping that you come would be queen f3. Obviously an embarrassment of a move.
But then look.
Exactly. Rook g2, and then after bishop g4, you bishop g4.
Boom.
Exactly. This is a very nice
Beautiful.
finish. So very nicely spotted by Mr. Truth.
Yeah.
It's h4. It's not easy to see, actually, so that's really nice.
Yeah.
Nice from him.